Hi everybody and welcome back to Mr. Miller's Kitchen. First of all, I want to thank you for taking part in last week's cooking lesson. I loved seeing all of your fruit salads being uploaded to Dojo. It was a real pleasure. This week we're going to be cooking Mr. Miller's Well Posh afternoon tea sandwiches. But before we get started, I want you to make sure that your hands are clean, your sides are wiped and you're ready to cook. For today's lesson, you will need some butter or margarine, some strawberry jam, some cheese, a cucumber, some Marmite, and some soft white bread. For today's lesson, we're going to be making a few different sandwiches. Now, you don't have to make all of the different types of sandwiches, but you make your favourite sandwich. I'm going to include Branston Pickle on my cheese sandwiches, but you don't have to. First, we're going to butter our bread. I'm using soft white bread and a plant-based margarine. We're going to try and butter right to the edge of each slice of bread. This is something that you guys should be able to have a go at, but make sure that if you're using a knife, even a butter knife, make sure the adult in your house is with you. The first sandwich I'm going to make is a nice, simple jam sandwich. I'm going to take the first slice of bread, got some strawberry jam, but again, feel free to use whatever jam is your favourite. Nice and easy. Take the jam out, or nearly dropped it. Onto the bread again, a nice easy spread all the way to the edges for your Well Posh jam sandwich. Next sandwich I'm going to make is a cheese and Branston pickle sandwich. Need your cheese grater. Now, when you're using your cheese grater, it's really important that you keep your fingers away from the grater while you are grating the cheese. So, grate your cheese and then we'll put it in the sandwich. Time now to make our cheese and pickle sandwich. Pick up your cheese onto your first slice of bread. I'm going to save that cheese and I'm going to make either a cheese and Marmite sandwich or a cheese and cucumber sandwich in a little while. But now I'm going to spread this lovely Branston pickle onto the bread. Now, Branston pickle is local, comes from Branston. I'm going to put the lid on. Pop it over onto the plate. Next sandwich I'm going to make is a cheese and Marmite sandwich. This is one of my favourite sandwiches, but I understand that Marmite isn't everyone's cup of tea. If you want to know more about Marmite, then go and check out HRTV News from a few weeks ago, where Mr. Brogan did a whole segment about Marmite and what it means to Burton-on-Trent. It's not easy to spread. I'm gonna have a little bit. Give it a nice spread on the butter. I like my Marmite quite strong, quite thick. You don't have to spread it this thick. Try and get it right to the edges. I'm gonna add my cheese. Pop my lid on and then put it with the other sandwiches. So you might ask, what makes Mr. Miller's well posh afternoon tea sandwiches well posh? Well, let's find out. So what makes a Mr. Miller's well posh afternoon tea sandwich well posh is just the fact I'm going to cut the crusts off it. Now normally I would never cut the crusts off a sandwich. I absolutely love the crusts. But for it to be a well posh sandwich, the crusts have got to go. Now, whenever you're doing any cutting in the kitchen, make sure that the adult in your house is with you and helping you along. We're going to cut the crusts off. We can either use the bridge method, where I put my hands out of the way like this and give the sandwich a nice cut through, or we can use the claw method, again keeping my fingers well out of the way to cut the crusts off. Now make sure that whenever you're cutting, you don't squish the bread, because no one wants a flat, well posh sandwich. So the crusts go. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply cut the sandwiches into little fingers, like so. So there you have it, Mr. Miller's well posh afternoon tea sandwiches. Now, if you want to have a go at making some of the afternoon tea cakes, then the recipe and all the ingredients are on Class Dojo. I want to thank you for joining me for Mr. Miller's Cooking. I really hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to see some of your sandwiches uploaded onto Class Dojo. Now, the last thing to do before we go is make sure that you help the adult in your house clean up and all of the sides and everything that you've used is put away and tidy. Join us in a couple of weeks for more Mr. Miller's Cooking.